Okay, good morning. This is Rabbi Shlomo, first year Yeshiva Tsama Nafshi, here in Yerushalyim, here at HaKodesh. We're learning Avos right now. We're finishing up our sheet for this week, Mitzvah Hashem. We are learning in the page number 2. We have here the Shailas and Shuvas Mishnah Halachos. That's
it's Aleph Chav Zayin.
Aleph Chav Zayin. Nafshi speaks it says before it, right?
Right, yeah.
Because
that
misinterpreted.
You claim that Hashem hates you, and the only reason it is because you hate Hashem, therefore you feel He hates you.
Very good. Have to work on it. Yeah, not easy. Okay, let's see what it says here in on the second page. Test Shailas and Shuvas Mishnah Halachos. I'm running out to begin reading to us.
Me?
Yeah. This is the middle of a tshuva which is dealing with these questions we've been discussing.
Who's Shailas and Shuvas is this?
This is Mishnah Halachos of Menashe Klein. His father was in the Holocaust. He wrote this sefer here. How do we feel responsible for the Holocaust? Where is it?
Responsible? That was him?
I think it was his father.
No, wasn't responsible for the other guy?
Haparnes. The Haparnes. So you're right.
It was the guy from the Lower East Side.
Haparnes. Yeah. You're right.
Okay.
That was a different one. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Katati b'mashe mesayimim beparshas kedoshim. It's similar to what I wrote about what's written in the end of Parshas Kedoshim. They mehem bam, and their blood is upon them. The parak b'chelek, and the parak of chelek, and that's the 10th parak of Sanhedrin. V'yiyum ha'metim b'magefa 40 v'eshrim alef, and the people who died in the plague were 24,000. V'ha kuf yud lam kaimel be'orach chaim siman kuf lamed chet. It's Tzarech l'sayim b'davar tov, that you have to finish reading the Torah on something good.
There's a part. He's asking a question of Chumash, right? The end of Parshas Balak, right? What was the end of what was the last pasuk there? The 24,000 died in the Gefa.
Right.
You're supposed to Messiah b'davar tov. So how can you stop with a pasuk like that? The 24,000 died in the Gefa.
Katav kuf tav reish. I don't know what that one is.
That the Torah's Rebbeinu. That's a reference to
because it says that when the Yerushalyim fall, they should be happy.
There's joyous song when the Yerushalyim, the wicked are destroyed.
And for sure, those that died in the plague died by the laws of Hashem. That they were Yerushalayim. And also it's written, their blood is upon them. And should finish also with something good.
So that's what it means. Meaning when the parsha ends, when Parshas Balak ends, that the 24,000 died in the Megefa, that's not a davar raw, which you shouldn't be Messiah. You shouldn't conclude with such a thing like that. Rather, since they were Rishoyim, and it was best for them to die, and the Rishoyim, when they are destroyed, it's time for joy, right? So therefore, when that pasuk is the end of Parshas Balak, we're ending off on a good note.
But that's everything against what we learned.
Hold on, that's what I want to explain. What is it? Why do you say that?
Because we're saying that Hashem didn't allow Shira because their Rishayim were dying, and they were not even Jewish.
Right.
And here we're saying the 24,000 Jews who were Rishayim died, and we're very happy.
Right.
So it's a contradiction to what we're learning.
Good.
Ela shehakasha kemo if the question that we wrote writes up, Mash Abruzal, Shach said, B'shah shetuvu memitzrim bayam bikshu malch ashar shlo mashira, Amalei HaKodesh Baruch Hu Masei Yad HaTovim bayam v'atem omrim shira. So it's a contradiction to, I guess, to this part here, that the creations of my hands are dying, and you want to say shira. V'kasha, and it's a question. Ha be'ovid Rishayim. It says when Rishayim got destroyed, you should be happy. Hu motiv le vehu mefaret ledafka beresha Yisrael. So it could be that we're talking here about when it's Russia from Yisrael, they should be happy. Shemita mechaperta, because the death forgives their sin.
So therefore, that's one insight into what we've been discussing.
Right.
Now, when the Rishoyim, the wicked of the Jews, those wicked people, when they are killed, that's actually a good thing, because it's their misa is their kapar, is their atonement. So with their misa, they have an atonement, and that's actually a good thing.
So you're supposed to be glad that they're being forgiven.
That through their death, they're being atoned for. And again, HaKodesh Baruch gives everyone the ultimate chance to do tshuva.
Right.
That he's not happy to destroy, even when we see by the Mitzrayim, the Egyptians, he's not happy to have to destroy them. Right? So much more so for the Jewish people. But if there's no other choice, right?
I would say on the contrary, when a person dies, we're sad because they no longer can do tshuva.
No, we're talking Rishon. We're talking the ones from the plague who were going to die anyway because they slept with the Moabite women. So they weren't doing tshuva, those people. Their death atoned for their sins.
Why wouldn't they do tshuva?
Because they died while they were doing sin.
No, even if they do tshuva, they're still chayav misa. They're chayav misa. Avodah Zorah and Gilui Arayos. They're basically to the Avodah Zorah. Avodah Zorah is you can't live. You can do tshuva, but you can't live. And
Once
therefore,
you
to the
die, you
death.
can't do tshuva anymore. Isn't that
Well,
why?
even if
When a person dies?
Well, even if they'll die, right? If they were Avodah Zorah, which they were, the 24,000 in the Megefa because of the Baal Peor, so they were chayav misa. They had to leave this world. Right? Their leaving this world is an atonement for them. Now, whether they died with tshuva or not, that depends on each individual person. Obviously, if they died doing tshuva, it's much better than they died without doing tshuva. Right? And Hashem would want them to do tshuva, definitely. But if the law is that they have to die, they have to die.
You heard something about 24,000 who died in the Megefa were with Rabbi Akiva? Talmidei Rabbi Akiva, the 24,000?
The same 24,000, I mean, it has something to do with it.
Yeah.
I never heard of a connection between the two.
I read it, so someone showed it to me.
I wouldn't be surprised, when you get beyond Pshat,
You're right.
You see that very well possibly could be.
Refrat Ayah de Hariga Kisve Sanhedrin Memzam, and specifically, we're talking about killing in Sanhedrin.
The hariga means that it's one of the misas based in, meaning that it's a penalty of death according to based in.
The in might have it like a kapara shop here, because it seems that it's going to give him kapara.
And with the death, there is a kapara. I mean, definitely so. When you have a death sentence carried out by Sanhedrin, the High Court, that's definitely going to be the kapara for the person. He needs that because of his sin that he did, whatever it would be. Obviously murder, the big things is called Shabbos with Edus and Masra, Arayas, Gilui Arayos, Zora, Shufis Damim. These things which a chayav misas based in, when he is eliminated from this world, his elimination from this world is an atonement thing.
Even Loma Aved Rishamri, now we once say that when the Rishamri destroyed, we were happy. Mashe Ein came, but
In contrast,
and the contrast with the nations of the world, Lo Mechaper Lamita, that does not clean them to receive. Lo Shayach Bu Ba'aved Rishamri, so it doesn't apply to them the concept of when the wicked are destroyed, you should be happy.
okay, so he's made us a clear distinction between the Mitzrayim, when the Mitzrayim, why Hashem didn't want there should be this shear by the Malachim, because with their destruction there's no kapara. They don't get any kapara with their destruction. So therefore you can't apply the pasuk Adun Rishoyim Rina, with the destruction of the wicked there is joy. But with the Jew, through his Misa, and specifically it's going to be a Mises based in, or like the Megefa, which is Misa Shemayim, through their death, that achieves an atonement, so then there's a reason to be joyous.
And what about Korach?
Korach also. Yeah.
But Korach doesn't have a mother.
Yeah, okay, so that's a specific case where he because of his apikor, because all of the bears apikor, his rebellion against Moshe Rabbeinu, his kafira, his heresy, so he wasn't, but again, also, even without that, The fact that he's not in the world anymore is better for him and better for us. It's better for him he's not doing any more Averos. It's better for us that we don't have the kilkul, the damage that he's causing to the world.
Well, you could say the same thing about the mitzvah.
Yeah, but he's going with the understanding that with death there's an atonement. You don't have that by the mitzvah. So we can't truly be joyous with the death, the
You're
destruction.
saying with most Jewish people.
Yeah, with all, and even I don't know. I mean, even without having olam haba, but whether or not his death was an atonement, that's still another thing by Pilate.
So what happens to non-Jewish people when they die?
Depends. If they kept Sheva Mitzvahs B'nai Noach, they'll replace in olam haba. If they don't, they just become, they just fall by the wayside.
Ibara Deharit B'Torah Mala Shira Kayam Al Mafilat Mitzrayim. And we can speak about the concept of the Shira Kayam on the downfall of Mitzrayim.
So now we have to try and apply ourselves to the case that we've been discussing also about what about the Hallel and what about the Shir Aliyah, right?
Az Yashir Moshe B'nai Yisrael, and then Moshe Yisrael sang, V'Dvorah Barak Muflat Akum, and also by Dvorah and Barak, the downfall of the non-Jews.
When Sisera was destroyed and his armies were destroyed, they sang Devorah and Barak. They also sang a song. So how do you see that the Klal Yisrael by the Yam, by the death of the drowning of the Mitzrayim, and with Devorah and Barak at the time of the destruction of the army of Sisera, that they sang a song? How can that be?
V'chol HaTorah Meleah B'shirim Al Miflat Sonei Yisrael V'osim Yom Tov. And we see the Torah is full of songs of Israel on the downfall of their enemies, and they make a holiday, Kippurim, like on Purim, Purim on Maplatama, and Purim because of the downfall of Haman, Ve'od, and more, and Sancher B'Shvota, and Sancher when he fell down, Vadai, K'moshe Katu, Hu Miflat Akum,
I think it's Kol Shekin.
Hu Miflat Akum, but all the more so when the non-Jew falls down. Misrael from Misrael, Russia. About the Ikar Kushia, but the main question got
Gamke also.
No Gamke.
Ki, right, Kushis, Ki Gam. Since Maha, the boy.
The by Malka Ashar, Lo Mashira, Kamoxim Mashira, the Haitian Lavishkoch, and the Kal Ashroch answered them, Masi da Term Bayam, my creations are in the sea. The Vor Chilu. We see a difference, and now the Mevor Rishayim Rina Livnei Adam. We see that there's the concept of being happy when your enemy is downfall to man. Hashem is Rahman on all His creations. Minim Rishon, even the heretics and bad people. That you should never curse a Russia. So he's making a differentiation between the Jew and the non-Jew, and he's also making a differentiation between the down people in the world who say Shira and the angels who aren't allowed to say Shira. So there's a difference between the two. There's nothing wrong in saying Shira at the downfall of your enemy because you're thanking God in this world. But in the heavens, which you're close to God's thing, He says not to do it over there. So He's bringing two separate entities. Right?
Yeah, so that helps us understand a lot. It really helps me understand a lot.
100%.
Yeah, it depends who you're referring to. And
These were good notes.
Yeah?
Good notes, I like these notes. I'm having an argument with my brother about this.
Oh, you've been discussing with him?
We're going years on this one.
Okay. You can take the sheet with you if you want to show it.
Well, you finished.
Yeah, okay, well, I guess we have a few more minutes.
It's on the website too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, very good. Let's see, we have a few minutes. Let's go to Yud. That'll actually be the last one, and hopefully we'll come to a conclusion of this topic. Yaris Devash.
Evit Kusha HaMefarshim brings a question from the commentators.
This is basically the basic questions we've been asking again and again, right? These basic questions.
The High Yisrael Atzman Amushra Bayam, Mishum in Solo Miyat Mitzrayim. The Israel said Shira at the sea because they were safe in the hands of Egypt. Moshe Katuv Yoshafat, the Lo Hayayachol Lomar Kitov, that Yoshafat said that he didn't say Kitov. The Al Shem Mashe Katuv Bezeh, according to what it's written, according to this, Lechora,
Efshar
Lomar, it's going to be possible to say, the Israel Yechol Lomar Shira Amifatam Shalom, Israel can say Shira with the downfall of the people. Mikol Makom Lo Shach Lomar Kito, but it's in any case it's not right to say Kito.
I mean, you're right. Shira you can say, but to say it's good,
that you can't do.
right.
Me'achar de Ein Zo Tova Shlema Beinama, because it's not a full good in the days of Hashem. The Afaf,
Al Pizeh, according to this,
Yesh Leshev Ma Shekatav Ataz, the Lo Gomrim Halu B'Shusha Pesach Mishum had the Maaseh Yad Tovim Bayam, that the Taz wrote that because you don't see how on the 7th day of Pesach because the Hashem's handiwork are being destroyed. The Otam Amushula, we say Shira. The Chor Talmud the Yisrael Amushira Bayam, and it's amazing, no? That Yisrael said Shira Bayam. And now the Efshar. The Afal Gab, the Amushah, that even possible, even though they said Shira Mikol Makom Ein Lomar Halo Shekatu Bokito. In any case, wow, he's differentiating. Very good.
This is the first time we got to this.
That's
the
right.
first time we mentioned
Very good. Mikol Makom Ein Lomar Halo Shekatu Bokito. We should not say that because it's written Kito. The Maharsha, Brachos Tedvei. Shakashe Al Hatam Shehuva Ataz. It's hard according to what Ataz brought before. Mehad de eat the bracha, because it's a bracha. David Amar Shira Amofatam Shesom Yisrael, because he said Shira on the downfall of the enemies of Israel. Ufi Mashikata Bedat Taz Lachor Miyoshev. Okay, that's all.
So what we explained in the Das Taz, we can answer the question that
the Ayah de Bachot Yair.
There was in brief, there was a difference. The first time we've seen this basically, although we did mention the concept of Kitov, to say Hallel, right? Why we don't say Hallel on Pesach, Shvisha Pesach, because the Mitzrayim was destroyed in the Yamat day. And if we don't say it Cholamoid either. The reason is we don't say Hallel, even though the Klal Yisrael, right, the Jews said Shira at that time. Right? First of all, he explained that since they said Shira because they were the ones that were being chased, and we're thanking HaKodesh Baruch Hu through Shira on the fact that he saved them. That's number one. Number two is that if they said Shira not at the exact time of their destruction, it was after they came up out of the Yam, that's when they said Shira. Another reason is that we can't say Hallel, even though that they did say Shira, is because Hallel includes in it the word Kitov. And as he said, to say Kitov, that's too much to say over something, to say over a destruction. Can't say destruction's toiv. It doesn't
contradict what God did.
Yes, it's not. You can't say such a thing that any kind of destruction you can't call it tov. Even the Yerushalyim destruction of Yerushalyim is you can't say it's toiv. You can say it's rina. You can be happy over it. You're happy for them. It's their atonement. They get they're able to clean themselves up from all the errors and sinning and trouble they caused in this world. Right? You can't say it's toiv because it would have been much better had it not been destroyed.
What about the plague of the 24,000?
Also not, because that was also destruction. But you can consider it to be a double tov. Why is it considered a double tov? Because it's good for them that they died through the Misadei Shemayim. That death of theirs achieved for them their cleansing. That was part of their cleansing process. So it's good.
You can call it good, but you can't say keto.
Yeah, don't say it could be
What's
good.
the difference between calling it good and saying keto? It seems like
No, I mean, no, it's beneficial. To say it's beneficial, right? Right? You can say it's beneficial, but to say that in absolute terms it's good, that you can't really say. You can't really say it's actually considered to be good. Beneficial, yes, but you can't praise it HaKodesh Baruch Hu to say that this is something good. Kili Yom Chazdo. That's Kitoy. That this is good. Destruction, as we said earlier in the previous sheet, in the previous sheet, we said that it contradicts the essence of the HaKodesh Baruch Hu. HaKodesh Baruch Hu is in essence a creator, right? And destruction is contradictory to that.
So you're saying there's three levels here. There's the death of the mitzvah, which is not kitov, and it's also not beneficial.
Correct.
Then we're saying there's the death of the 24,000, which is beneficial, but it's still not kitov.
Very good.
And then we're saying we celebrate a holiday, we have a korban, and that's kitov.
When we bring in korban, we say halal because of the korban, then that's obviously good.
So the korbans are different, that's what we say.
That's all different level.
That's what we learned.
We say kitov because it's different, or we say kitov because it's good?
No, they're different, they're different. Because on Pesach they're not different, we don't say it, right?
How does their being different have anything to do with whether they're good?
Well, okay. The voting, the basic English is etzem good. I mean, I don't know if you're asking this question. You could ask this question, right? The korban is in fact being destroyed. It's being killed. You're killing the animal, and you were saying halal on the killing of the animal, which is itself a form of destruction, right?
But it's an elevation. It's Hashem. It's Hashem. It's Hashem's food. So it's not a destruction anymore.
So I was going to say, just like if you check an animal to eat it, right? You pick out a carrot from the ground and eat it. So that's destruction also. But what you're actually doing, this one speak about this quite a lot. You're actually elevating it. That animal, that cow, right, could have been could have been in some field in the Golan, living its life out, being milked, and finally being used for dog food after it lived out its life. But now this cow, that cow instead is not going to be offered on the altar as a sacrifice to the Torah, and that's a tremendous elevation. That's not a destruction. In fact, it looks like a destruction, but in fact it's an elevation. It's actually elevating it tremendous. Just like the food that you eat, that food, this coffee you drink, the eggs that you eat, that's a tremendous, it's going into you. The person who learns Torah, does mitzvahs, it's a tremendous elevation.
Okay, and that's why we say it's good.
That's why that's why it's, if you're looking from the perspective of destruction and creation, then it's no contradiction that we're saying halal on the bringing of a korban. You might say, you're destroying the korban, you're destroying the animal. How can you say halal on such a thing?
He's making it Hashem's food, right? If you
Yeah,
make Hashem's food, it's not destruction.
It's a tremendous
elevation.
Sure. That's when you have a
That was Moshe Rabbeinu's whole life, was to die like Aaron, because it's kiss of Hashem, so that's a tremendous elevation also.
You have a roast beef sandwich, where you make a motzi, have a slice of roast beef, a slice of salami. You make a kol on that, like that salami. You know what's going on with that salami now? With in the spiritual molecular structure of that salami, it's being like it's also being in a certain way being offered as a sacrifice to Hashem. It's a tremendous elevation. Not every slab of salami gets a chance to do that. Not every hot dog in the world gets to go up high. Millions of hot dogs in the world. A lot of them get mustard, but how many get a bracha shout off? So that's a tremendous elevation for us. So that's in essence proof. Okay, I think we more or less came to the conclusion of the subject. I think, and maybe a few more days before we have the Ben Zman. We'll continue on with Pirkei Avos.
We're going to continue with this sheet or another sheet?